You here. Okay, go for it.
Thank you, I was too.
Lloyd, once again, I get to evaluate you. You evaluate me. It's a good trade-off that we have in the relationship. I thought you did well tonight, excluding the elephant in the room, which there's no elephant, so we'll talk about that later. One interesting thing, last week Lloyd evaluated me, and I was recovering from the crud that's going around. And so I like to give speeches, even when I'm sick, to know what I do when I'm sick. At work, I'm sick and I have to lead my team all the time, or I have to go meet with principals or whatever I have to do. So knowing where my weaknesses are is a benefit, and what better place to do it than in a room where you guys won't kill me too bad. Lloyd, I think we all noticed that your speech was a little less prepared than normal, less polished than normal. But it did some interesting things to your normal routines that you have. For example, one thing I always critique Lloyd on is his dead hand. I don't remember if it's left or right. We'll go with left for sake of argument. Usually Lloyd has a dead left hand and he's over here with his gestures over here. But tonight, Lloyd, you had gestures going on both sides of your body, which is good, an improvement. And then the other thing that was interesting is they have I deemed the Lloyd spot, which is right here, where Lloyd gives his speeches, because Lloyd's used to bigger speeches like I am. And tonight, Lloyd did not use the Lloyd spot too much. He actually had his eyes up in the audience. So, kudos to you, Lloyd, for being unprepared. You do things correctly. They just got to figure out how to mix the two together, right? Of course, the elephant in the room, we rely heavily on notes. One interesting thing in this club, I'm from the Ellensburg Club, by the way back when I've been here for a couple of years, is we don't like this thing over here. It's called a lectern or a podium, depending on what you want to call it. US is the only one that cares about what it is. But I find it really handy. You notice when I give my speeches, I always drag this thing out into the middle, and it really annoys people, I think. There's a lectern in the middle where it's supposed to be. Perhaps we should use it more in our club. Maybe the president will force that upon you. Whatever. The reason I say that is because, Lloyd, you used your notes, which was fine, but then you were giving a speech to the table. And that is totally natural to do because you're looking at your notes. However, if you use the lectern, given a better angle, and if this was turned properly, I could adjust you guys over there and likely be good. Also interesting and unusual for you, you're less comfortable. And I think that's a myriad of things. Probably the topic at hand isn't super comfortable talking in front of a whole group of people. And you were, as you mentioned, less prepared because you wrote that speech at noon today. 5 hours, come on man, prepare. For challenging yourself, the only thing I put on here was perhaps use a lectern, quit talking to the table because we want to see your face. It was an interesting speech. I enjoyed it, even though you got lost in the middle, and that's fine and dandy, because you broke your usual habits, the usual things that I have to critique you on. You made me change it up and actually give you something to work on. So, congratulations.